This is a T422 production.
If you want to talk some Simpsons, we do it with distinction. Insert brain here. With Springfield in our vision, our spirit is embiggened. Insert brain here. Flanders, Quimby, Otto, Man, the Hasapima, Pedal on. Insert brain here. We've got Simpsons to ponder. Here comes David and Connor. Insert brain here.
Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host Connor, and with me, as always, is my co-host, David.
That's me.
How come you never say a funny little thing?
I am
Whenever it's
never
you,
on the ball for that.
You intro me, I say a funny bit.
Yes, you do.
Well, this week we're talking about Season 3, Episode 6, Like Father, Like Clown.
Mm-hmm.
Original air date, October 17th, 1991.
Very good.
David, regale me with a tale of Like Father, Like Son, post-haste.
Like Father, Like Clown, post-haste.
Like Father, Like recap.
That's the one. Okay, this episode sort of starts with Krusty, fucking Jesus.
Wonderful Krusty.
Krusty the Clown.
Clown Clusy.
Fucking Jesus. Krusty the Clown's show being on, and he finishes the show. He tells his secretary to cancel everything, basically.
He's so exhausted after doing that big show.
Precisely. And one of those things is a dinner with Bart.
He's cancelled it again, and Bart's very upset.
Precisely. And so Bart loses faith.
Yes.
Loses faith in Krusty. Writes him a letter to tell him how much or how little faith he has in him. Krusty gets it explained to him because he can't read.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Can't he barely even read his own name? Krusty.
Crust Y?
Yeah.
That's the one.
So, yeah.
On the ball.
Aye, on the ball.
So Bart writes Krusty a letter saying he's lost faith in him, and his receptionist assistant person reads it to him.
Yeah.
To Krusty.
Aye. Krusty then feels guilty and eventually turns up to reschedules this meeting, this dinner with Bart and co.
Yes, the Simpsons family.
Then actually attends, late but attends, and
becomes enamoured with
overstays.
the idea of family.
Yeah. He's
because of his estranged relationship with his father.
Yes, precisely. Telling everyone about that, and they realise, or Bart and Lisa especially realise, we should do something about this.
Yeah.
Find out who his father is and basically pester him into eventually meeting Krusty.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, really.
You're going to end the recap there? You're not going to take us to the conclusion?
Okay. Fucking hell.
Come on, let's do this.
So, the way that they persuade the Rabbi to actually see Krusty in the first place is through logic and wit and fucking everything else. And a lot of research that Lisa did. Yeah,
and then Bart presents the findings for some reason. And then eventually they don't present a Jewish person's, or like a rabbi or whatever.
Cool, yeah.
It's one from Sammy Davis Jr.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, it was an entertainer who said that wonderful quote.
Maybe I was wrong this whole time.
For 25 years.
Yeah.
And he goes to Krusty the Clown show and he meets them and they reunite. It's very nice.
Very good.
Great recap, David.
Brilliant.
Were you emotionally touched by the story of Like Father, Like Clown?
I couldn't really relate to it, to be honest.
You're not a rabbi?
I'm not a rabbi, I'm not a clown, and I don't have an absentee father of 25 years.
I like to think that I'm a bit of a clown.
You a bit of a rabbi?
Not really.
Is your father a rabbi?
Oh, well, he's been absentee for 25 years, so there's no way to know for sure.
Good point.
Oy vey.
Oh, fucking hell.
Smiling at me blank. All right, I guess I'll talk about this episode of The Simpsons, mate. I thought it was fine. It's a very repetitive episode. It's really, once you get to the point where the kids, Bart and Lisa, are trying to convince the rabbi to speak to Krusty again.
Right.
It's just attempt.
Yeah.
And then they finally succeed and the episode ends. It's one of those episodes.
Right. It's just okay.
It's just alright.
Right.
David.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very good.
That's the sound of Ion Springfield. This is a segment of this show where I go over characters who've made their first appearance in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I see the name and then I get David to guess who they are. If you're a regular listener, if you're a regular listener, you'll know that last week for the first time, David won Ion Springfield. He named every single person and he won
the prize.
Yeah. Are you ready for your prize, David? We're doing it now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
What do you think your prize is?
It's
another guessing game for you.
Perfect. Is there a prize for that?
Your prize, David, is that we're going to do Ion Springfield backwards.
How is that happening?
And by that I mean I'm going to say each of these names phonetically backwards and you're going to have to guess what the name is before you guess who they are.
Good.
No, I'm joking. We're going to swap over and you're going to do Ion Springfield and you're going to make me guess.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm glad it wasn't you that wrote out the trivia.
Are you trying to insinuate that I thought of that on the car ride over because I hadn't provided any other form of prize?
Yes.
Well, you're wrong. I thought of it last night.
Oh, okay. For the same reasons.
Yes.
Good.
I never did order that clock or whatever I said I was going to do last week. Next time you win an Ion Springfield, I'll get you a clock.
Sure. Okay.
So bear in mind you have to Connor, first appearance of, and you say the name of the character.
Connor.
Yes.
And listeners. Listener. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
If you're a listener, play along at home.
If you're a listener and this isn't just playing in the background as you hang from the eaves. Then
if you're
play along.
If you're a living listener, you can play along at home and let us know in the comments. What did you get? Did you win Ion Springfield? No reward for you.
No.
But just let us know.
Aye.
Okay, I'm ready.
Connor, first appearance of Hyman Krustofski.
Hyman Krustofski is Krusty's father, the rabbi.
Correct.
Because what are you doing that for?
Yeah, no, I was like correct, but that's mostly because I think it's correct. I don't know. It doesn't say who it is.
No, I know.
I know you know.
This doesn't work the way that we're doing it, but let's just plow ahead.
Fucking do it. Right, yes.
It's. I'd like to point out, I have the same. I watched the episode the same way you did, so I should have the same percentage chance of getting who these names are, because I just wrote them down for my memory. It's really a testament to who's better.
Yes.
Okay, next.
Louis Pennycandy.
That's Krusty's assistant.
So I would have guessed.
I'm sure it was. Louis Pennycandy. Louis Penny. Is that Stu's mother? Louis,
yeah.
No, I'm doing an impersonation of you doing Ion Springfield.
Oh, right.
Where I'm like, Louis Pennycandy. Louis Pennycandy. Penny. Is that Lois Griffin playing Miss Moneypenny?
What colour was her hair again? Was it ginger? It was blonde, David. Was it?
It wasn't blonde, it was like silver.
Fair enough.
Or it was some sort of dyed hair. It was a light purple, I believe.
Well, what you're saying there is it could have been ginger.
It could have been ginger at one point, yes.
Anyway, first appearance of Tina.
I've got a big grin on my face. Tina is the ballerina from the Krusty the Clown show.
Correct. This ain't going to be getting said, right? Let's go
I don't
for
even
it.
know what you're talking about right now.
First appearance of Monsignor Kenneth
Oh,
Daly.
Well, when there's a radio show that Reverend Lovejoy does on a Sunday, and it's Reverend Lovejoy, it's Hyman Kristofsky, and it's this guy in the middle.
Oh,
Monsignor
right. Oh, right. Okay.
Kenneth Daly.
Right.
That's who that is.
Nice. Okay. First appearance of Yiddle.
Yiddle is the guy that owns the shop where Bart gets the disguise, the Hebrew disguise that he wears.
I actually remembered that one somehow.
Yeah, because we watched it 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. But I still remembered it.
Yes, I'm sure
you'd be surprised.
It's funny how when you're reading The Eye on Springfield and I'm saying the names, you immediately get every single one of them after I've said it. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a strange coincidence?
I'd never gotten Tina, and I'd never gotten that Monsignor or whatever his name. Kenneth Daly. I'm looking at it and I don't even know his name.
Is it Kenneth Daly?
Yes.
Very good. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sharp.
There's a reason why he does Eye on Springfield normally.
We need to do it like this every week from now on because it's such a fast segment.
Fucking fast. I still slow it down. First appearance of Clown Doctor.
That's another member of the Krusty the Clown show crew. It's the same shot where Tina Ballerina and Major Payne, not first appearance in this episode, he showed up in Itchy and Scratchy and Marge.
Yes. And
Sideshow Mel is also there.
I'm going to do this double bill.
Okay.
First appearance of Itchy and Scratchy Jr.
Well, that's one of the Itchy and Scratchy cartoons that Krusty the Clown shows. It's Itchy and Itchy Jr. are in a combine harvester.
Yes.
And Scratchy Jr. are playing in the field and they get mowed down.
Yes. First appearance of Izzy's waitress.
That's the waitress at Izzy's Diner where...
Really?
Right, Rabbi Hyman Crystal. If this was the other way around,
you'd have been like, you'd have made up a name for the Izzy's waitress. So you fucking would.
First appearance
of
Samantha
Glencoe.
I like Samantha Glencoe.
First appearance of Lenny.
Lenny is the, I don't know what you'd call it, a conductor, I suppose, of Krusty's band.
Oh, okay. I'd have never gotten that. I'd have been here for years without that.
I'd have been like, third act. He's a musician. He works on the Krusty the Clown show. He's the leader of the band.
I'd have been like,
Lenny?
Is it
Larry Lamb?
Is it one of
famous British actor Larry Lamb?
Is it one of the guys in the background of the crowd?
Is it the guy in the clown makeup who was happy to see the rabbi?
The other priest.
That's the one, yes. Was it Reverend Lovejoy?
Yeah.
Lenny Lovejoy?
That's the end of Eye on Springfield.
Wow, that was a great segment, David.
Thank you. It was faster.
It was faster, my God. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on a second. What's that noise?
I have no idea, mate.
It's Jewish mice. They're coming in.
Oh my.
What's this underneath their Jewish hats? Trivia! Jewish trivia!
Is it? Is it indeed?
Oh my God, they span a dreidel and they ran away.
Oh, very good.
I'm building on all I know. Everything I know about the Jewish people is that they have mice which carry trivia.
Apparently so. Yeah.
The portion of the episode where characters quote the Bible in support or opposition of clowning were carefully researched. Cited passages from the Bible include Exodus 20:12 and Joshua 1:8.
Mm-hmm.
The quotations from the Talmud were also researched, and 2 rabbis were credited as special technical consultants.
Oh, right. Wow. Well, they actually put some effort into that.
They did indeed. It was Lavi Meyer and Harold M. Schulweis were the 2 rabbis. There you go.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Schulweis was asked to take a look at a draft of the script.
Mm-hmm.
While not a fan of the show, He felt it was profound and added some corrections. He later added, I thought it had a Jewish resonance to it. I was impressed by the underlying moral seriousness.
Fair enough. Jamie ended up a meh episode.
Yeah, we'll get into that after trivia.
Yeah.
Jackie Mason provides the voice of Rabbi Krustovsky and recorded his lines in New York City. Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Krusty, went there to record with him. Ironically, Jackie Mason had once been an ordained rabbi but left the faith to become a comedian.
Really? Holy shit.
David, I made it up.
Nice.
No, that's
just
true.
for this episode.
Yeah, I went back in time and convinced Rabbi Mason to give up the faith to become a comedian.
Good.
Jackie Mason won the Emmy for Outstanding Voiceover Performance for this episode.
Really? I mean, it was a cracking voiceover.
It was. It's very good. He really nailed it.
That was probably the best part of this episode. But yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. When Rabbi Krustovsky sees Krusty has become a clown against his wishes, he says in Yiddish, Oy vey is mir. This translates to, oh, woe is me.
Oh. I didn't know that. Very good.
Near the beginning, when Krusty retires to his dressing room, his face on the door combined with a triangle background forms a Star of David, foreshadowing the episode's Jewish theme.
I didn't even clock that.
That is a bit of those three Jewish mice that came in must have been blind.
Fucking,
because that's a bit of Three Blind Mice trivia.
That was some lengthy setup just for that line.
Oh, let's pretend it was intentional. I didn't forget that the mice are meant to be blind to bring me the trivia. I think I forgot that last week as well.
Yeah, you did.
The Krusty the Clown sandwich at Izzy's Deli is ironically full of non-kosher foods such as ham, sausage and bacon.
Yeah.
Krusty's love of pork products will be further developed later in the series. The sandwich also includes mayonnaise, which in Jewish culture is often mocked as something only Gentiles ask for in their sandwiches.
Oh. I like a good mayonnaise sandwich.
So do I. I mean, there has to be something else. It can't just be mayo and bread.
Yeah, mayo and bread.
That's
brilliant.
The ticket. I'd rather have tomato ketchup and bread if I had to choose a condiment sandwich.
I don't even think I could do a condiment. Mustard and bread. I could do a mustard and bread.
Okay. The name of Krusty's assistant. Does jam count as a condiment?
A jam sandwich, if that counts as a condiment. Sure, okay, we're making up the fucking rules. Jam sandwich.
When the condiment king gets here, you can answer for that one.
I will.
The name of Krusty's assistant, Miss Pennycandy, is a nod to James Bond's secretary, Miss Moneypenny.
Yeah, you made a joke about the fact that she was Miss Lois pretending to be Miss Moneypenny.
Yep. Both women are depicted as being emotionally hung up on the man they work for. I like to point out that James Bond is not actually... Miss Moneypenny is not James Bond's secretary, as often thought.
No, she's not.
She is M's secretary.
Precisely, yeah.
At the end of the first Krusty show, Krusty tugs on his ear similar to the way Carol Burnett did at the end of her shows to say hi to her grandmother who raised her.
Oh, okay.
The aftershave that Bart applies, Krusty non-toxic cologne, boasts that it has the smell of the big top and contains the following warnings. Used in a well-ventilated area, may-stain furniture, prolonged use may cause chemical burns.
Fucking hell. And Bart was lathering that shit on.
It was indeed. He was basically washing it.
Yeah, using it to slick back his hair and everything. Yeesh.
Krusty's religion had not been part of the original concept of the character, so Jay Colgan and Wallace Wolodarski decided to parody the jazz singer from 1927 and established that Krusty is Jewish.
Ah, okay.
This was Jeffrey Lynch's first credit as a director, so Brad Bird was assigned to help him out and usher him into the world of directing things very quickly.
Very good. So he got tossed in the deep end and got a
helping hand.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it.
Aye, pretty much.
Aye.
Best way to do it, obviously.
Aye.
The initial shot of the Lower East Side of Springfield is a visual quote from the movie Once Upon a Time in America, a film that takes place in the Jewish community of the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
In the script, Bart and Lisa try to trick Rabbi Krustovsky into meeting with Krusty by arranging a lunch date between him and Saul Bellow, the Nobel Prize-winning Jewish novelist.
Yeah.
Originally, this was intended to be Isaac Bashevis Singer, but the writers changed it when Singer died.
Oh, okay.
Jackie Mason's lines had to be re-recorded in order to complete the change. Oh my god.
Yes.
The 3 blind Jewish mice have come back and they've taken their trivia.
That's it done.
I guess it ends there.
I guess so.
That's why I rush through it sometimes. I have a limited time before the mice come back.
You do.
It's a rental.
Yeah. Yeah.
I rented trivia. That's why sometimes I have to make corrections like that. Because I don't write the trivia.
No.
I rent it from the mice.
Yes. And they're blind, so sometimes they inscribe things wrong.
I don't know how they get the trivia. I just know that I rent it from them. I don't think they create the trivia.
I have no idea.
I don't want to know.
What I want to know is why they make a new hole every fucking time they come in through my wall.
David, what was your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked in this episode? This is a segment of this show in which I ask David for one bit of animation that he really liked in this episode. Just fucking choose one, dear God, man.
I like the one bit of animation that I particularly quite liked in this episode. So one bit of animation that I actually quite liked in this episode.
No, that's padding.
that is fucking
the one
padding.
Slice of animated media contained within this episode that I myself was particularly fond of would, in all honesty, have to be, if I must narrow it down to just the one piece of animated media, it would, in all honesty, to get it off my chest, have to be
the Bible sequences where Bart is sitting playing with the little pop-up Bible. I think Noah's Ark story is what he's playing with there.
Adam and Eve and then Noah's Ark.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you like any animation in the first 15-20 minutes of the episode?
I mean, I didn't dislike any animation in the first 15-20 minutes.
Do you remember any of that animation?
Not at all.
Okay, well, that's a sign of bad animation if it's not memorable. I don't have a bit of animation because no one ever wants to hear my thoughts.
That's perfect.
I don't have a boy short someone got fired for that blunder.
I have one.
David, take it away.
It is at the dinner that Krusty actually attended.
Yes.
There's multiple sort of angles of shots, and Krusty's dinner, that when Homer just sort of cuts him off and says, "Are you going to finish that meatloaf?"
Yes.
You see the next 3 or 4 shots that you see, that is mashed potatoes.
There's no
in the
meatloaf.
shape of mashed potatoes and in the colour of mashed potatoes.
And there's peas as well.
And there's a couple of smatterings of peas there. Those peas disappear eventually, and another bit of one of the other angles, they disappear. It's just the mashed potatoes. The mashed potatoes then change shape, and then they change colour.
Yep.
And eventually it ends up a piece of meatloaf. it was not there.
No.
So, continuity error. Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder.
There we go, folks.
Very good.
So, David, what did you think of this episode of The Simpsons?
I agree with your summation of what you said before, which is basically it's a bit, it's okay.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it at all, but
No.
I'm already kind of forgetting it.
Oh,
And we only just
gone.
watched it. It's leaving my memory. It's not. I like the idea of expanding on Krusty's backstory, and I think from what I've seen, it does a good job of representing Jewish people,
community. Yeah.
according to them.
Yeah, according to 2 rabbis at least. They two separate rabbis, they seem to have thought it was correct, and the way that the research and everything was done. There was at least thought put into that part of it. Let's make it right.
Yes.
And I like that part of it. I like you said, the backstory, building a bit of a backstory for Krusty.
Yeah.
If they'd executed it a bit better, maybe. I don't know how, but they'd put a bit more to the story as opposed to just, I don't know, I guess a lot of work went into making sure what they were saying or what Bart and Lisa were saying was correct.
It was accuracy over
entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate. But what I did like is the fact that when they went, who's Bart again? And they actually played back, they took the episode where Chief Wiggum is not the correct colour.
The season 1 episode, Krusty Gets Busted.
That's the one.
If you want to hear us talk about that better than we're talking about this episode, you can go back and listen to the season 1 episode.
That I suggest you do right now.
It's a real short one this week, folks.
Very good. They actually show that episode and they clip the episode. They don't just they didn't put it through a recolor or any of that stuff or redo it and like for like, which they do in later things.
Sometimes. Other times, there's a point, I'm jumping way ahead, in like season 33 where they flash back to a season 1 episode and they use the season 1 animation and it's like,
nice.
Rough stuff.
And the other point that I would like to make about that is the fact that I like the fact that Krusty gets reminded who Bart is in this. I mean, they've got to, because otherwise why would he go to this random dinner?
Yeah. It's good for the audience. It's also a accurate representation. Krusty does frequently forget who Bart is.
Yeah.
They make a bit more of a point of joking about it in later episodes because it's like, Krusty's like, who's Bart? And he's like, well, he reunited you with your rabbi father. He stopped you from getting arrested. He this, that, this, and the other thing.
Aye.
His father stopped you from getting killed by Fat Tony. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's not ringing a bell.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's also the fact that Mr. Burns doesn't know who Homer is yet.
Yeah.
But like every episode Mr. Burns is in.
Simpson, eh?
Yeah, aye. Who's this Simpson? I is one of the workers of yours. And you're just like, every time. Every damn time. But anyway.
That's great.
Just an okay episode this time. And more okay than this one that we're making.
Oh, the episode of our podcast?
Oh, yes.
I really have nothing else to say about this episode. Maybe it's also because it's not something we can relate to, the Jewishness of the episode. So
yeah,
we can't really comment on that, and that's the entire episode.
Yeah.
But next week, David, it's time for Treehouse of Horror 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's almost
this
December.
time already.
What?
It came around fast.
Yeah,
I feel like it's flying past.
We're really fucking getting through this third season. Mate.
Yes, we are.
We'll be back. We'll be back to talk about Treehouse of Horror 2, almost in time for Halloween as well.
Nice. That'd be good.
In 1 month, it'll be the 1 year anniversary of Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast.
Oh my God.
October 1st, I think, was when the first
torturing ears for a whole year.
Torturing me, torturing you. Well, you talked over it the first time.
I know.
I'm going to get it again. Well, this has been Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I've been your host, Connor, and with me, as always, has been my co-host,
me.
And has been my co-host and Ion Springfield winner, David.
That's been me.
Next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming where I'll be getting into the Ion Springfield again.
God damn.
And we'll pass the trivia back and forth. It's 3 segments. I'll do 2. You can do 1.
Yeah.
Perfect. Follow us on Instagram at InsertBrainHerePod or on Twitter at T422. InsertBrainHere.podcastpage.io. Give this podcast 5 stars on the podcast listening platform of your choice. And be sure to like and subscribe and comment if you're listening to this on YouTube. Well,
smelly layer.
I guess that's all we have to say about this episode. I guess we're really wrapping it up at about 30 minutes.
Christ. Smelly layer.
Later. Bye.
Duh.